Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be talking about the Aquestive Therapeutics AQST Quarter 4 2023 and yearly summary. Today is the 11th of March 2024, and in the summary, we're going to be looking at the bullish and the bearish parts of the company while also reviewing what happened last year for the company and looking at the data that will be released very soon. So, I generally follow small cap pharma. I do some indie games, I do a little bit of everything. So, if you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. It helps out a lot, and thank you. Disclaimer is I do own call options. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by our own due diligence, and any information given is valid for today, the 11th of March, and the slideshow will not be updated, but as we get new news, new slideshows. So, investment thesis. Anaphylm. Thank you for coming to this wonderful summary. That's all I think I need to talk about from here on out. So, no, 2 weeks till data. So obviously the report was released on the 6th of March. So 2 weeks from there would be the 7th of March. And I give them a full 2 weeks. So it's going to that Friday, which is the 22nd of March. We should see data. If positive, the company would start a NDA, which is a new drug application, by the end of 2024. And the PDUFA would be in the second half of 2025 with a late 2025 launch. So obviously, this time could change just a little bit if the data is super positive and they were to push to a 6-month review. Obviously, everything would still be in 2025, but much earlier. But for the purpose of what we're looking at, we're just going to assume it's a normal review. They'll get it in. They have 10 months, and then they'll launch towards the end of next year. So with positive data, I would also expect a cash raise to get into 2026. We're going to talk about why we're looking at that. And of course, the PDUFA for Libervant for young patients, though approval is still blocked till 2027 for the entire population, they have kind of worked on this smaller population. So, Anaphylm, or AQST 109 as I remember it. The company believes this could be $1 billion market. The pivotal study was tested directly against EpiPen, which is the big boy in this area. The goal would be at best to outperform EpiPen. If they are able to do that, $1 billion market, probably pretty reachable. And at worst, be equivalent. So again, obviously, we're going to kind of figure out what it is by the data. So the company will base its demands on being a better product, but also being more accessible, easier to use, and not have needles. So the company is setting itself up as something that's much easier to use than EpiPen. But really, the data will tell the story, and we can better assess its marketability from that. So when we get the data, we're going to be able to pretty much directly see how it competed. And obviously, if it can beat it or get really high against it, it is in good shape. Obviously, if it is equivalent or worst, then we're going to have to look at that also. So Libervant, so of course they received tentative approval. However, due to orphan drug exclusivity, it will not be available to 2027. They continue to talk to the FDA to see if there are paths available. There's possibilities it could come early for the general population, but that might risk a head-to-head study with the current drug to show superiority. And they're also in discussions to see if the FDA will just give them support. Because right now it is, we have a superior delivery method. Let's go with that. So, and that's what they're going to be using. And we're going to see if that is enough, or we're going to have to wait for 2027 for everything. So the summary for the company, the cash at the end of Q4 was $23.9 million. The company had a $8.1 million net loss. The company expects total revenues to be between 48 and 51 million, and expects a net loss be between 22 and 26 million for 2024. So a lot of numbers in there, but really what we're going to focus on is that net loss, because where does the company go from here? So we get the data and we know what's going on. If it is positive or neutral, I would expect a spike. And when I say neutral, I mean it is highly comparable to it. I would expect a spike followed by an offering. Like, I believe there's going to be an offering. There could be a deal on the table awaiting results. Now, there could be some company who's going to swoop in and say, I can fight generic and the EpiPen area, but I am not sure if a company would go from the beginning with that. But the company will need enough cash to get firmly through 2026. And that's really, I'm looking at 1 year post-approval for sales to get up enough so that it is a profitable or at least a break-even company. So based on current information, the company might need around 50 to 80 million total. And that's to get to 2026. The current is 23.9. So you can see we're down a little bit. The market cap currently sits at 389 million. That's a 488 share price. That is by Seeking Alpha, just so you know. I know that every place has a slightly different market cap for it. So, who's ready for some fun? The stock definitely has been on a wild ride this year, going from 2 almost to 6. That's pretty awesome. So anyone who bought in the 2s or lower, hey, congratulations, you are living the good life. This could become a sell the news event if the data is good, but it's not great. Again, the data is really going to tell what the stock price is going to do. If you have a complete outperform, 10 plus, probably pretty easy. If you have maybe more of a neutral kind of data, like this 5, 6, 7 range, might be where we're at. Obviously, if it's negative, we're going to go down. Depending on how bad it is, it might go down a lot. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be waiting for the information. We're going to be watching for it. And then we'll give an update on the news, however it goes, to kind of update where the company is going to be going from here. So I hope you will join me for then when it comes up. But thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.